and we'll see what happens. I don't know how I'm gonna get this uploaded, but sure, why not? Because I don't even have anything that's memory card anything. The computer doesn't have a memory card slot. The iPad, I don't have a card reader for the iPad. I don't know. Interesting. Whatever. So we're recording. Sounds good in my ear. So I guess we'll just go from there.
Okay.
What up, buddy?
Nothing. Sounds like today is just one of those shitty days.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. So pretty much the same thing here. I found out for the house that the landlord's coming over tomorrow, so I was like, shit. And I spent like more than half the day uninstalling all those. I didn't install a lot of smart switches, but I installed some smart switches and a different outlet with USB in here. So it's like, fuck, I just spent half my day undoing all of that stuff. So it hasn't been exactly a fun day for me either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what do you want to talk about today?
Would you like to know what scientifically the scariest movie is?
I think I know the answer to this. Go ahead.
Yes,
I do want to know.
The answer to this. Would you like to know? No, you don't want to know? Okay, well then I guess we're done.
No, I do want to know. I just don't know if... I think I've read this somewhere.
Yeah, this is an article that came out last week. We spent too much time talking about whatever it was last week that we talked about. Probably something Marvel related. But basically, from what I understand, this is the second year that they've done it. It's a UK company, or at least their website is broadbandchoices.co.uk. They took 250 people, hooked them up to heart rate monitors, and then showed them 40 of the world's scariest and best horror movies sourced from Reddit, critics lists, and their last year's 2020 Science of Scare shortlist. They then took that data and ranked the scariest movies based on the average heart rate throughout the movie. And would you like to take a stab at least what the top 5 are?
The top 5. Is The Exorcist in there?
The Exorcist is not in the top 5.
Man, this is a tough one.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
At least one of them.
Is this going
to the three of the 4 are a part of a series of horror movies. So it's not all in the same series, but each one is a part of a series of horror movies.
Okay.
So it should give you a pretty big hint there. The 5th one, I didn't care for, but apparently a lot of people did. And the number one came out this past year. Come on, you can just start throwing out horror movies, and you should be able to nail most of these.
Well, if we're thinking about franchises, like The Conjuring.
Conjuring, yep.
Is it The Conjuring 1? Or The Conjuring?
Yeah, it doesn't give a specific of it, so I'm assuming it's the first one. It just says The Conjuring.
I'm trying to think of other franchises that are actually scary. Paranormal Activity?
Not on the top 5.
What other series are there? Scream can't be on there. That's fucking dumb.
Not in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm thinking top 5. I mean, it's probably on the list because people get scared of getting stabbed by fucking classmates. Spoiler alert.
I always confuse two of these.
Oh, fuck. Javier Bardem.
No, not the people, the movies.
Jesus Christ, that's so, I have no idea. Poltergeist? Oh, it's not a franchise,
not
though.
Poltergeist. Well, technically, Poltergeist was a franchise.
Oh, that's
Very
right.
short one, because there was a Poltergeist 2.
That's right, with the little lady. All right, I give up. I have no idea. Other than Conjuring.
Other top 5. Number 5, Hereditary. Didn't like that movie.
Oh,
I thought it was dumb. Yeah, sure, it was it was horror, but the plot was fucking stupid. The characters were awful. It was dumb. Number 4, The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. So it's got to be the first one, yeah.
I realize it is the first one because number 10 is actually The Conjuring 2. So it is The Conjuring 1. Okay, so Hereditary, number 5, that one, average heart rate of the participants was 82 beats per minute. The Conjuring, number 4, average heart rate 84 beats per minute. Number 3 is Insidious.
Oh, shit.
Right?
James Wan on there twice, huh?
Yeah. Average heart rate 85 beats per minute. Number 2 is Sinister.
I was about to say 2 Sinister because those are the 2 you fuck up all the time.
Those are the 2 I always confuse. I start with the plot of 1 and I'm like, that's Insidious, right? No, that's Sinister. Like,
that's because dudes in the same one.
Like, I know I liked it. I just don't remember what the plot was.
That's the same dudes in one of them, right?
Yes.
Ethan Hawke's in Insidious.
Is Insidious. Sinister
is the dude from The Conjuring.
Is
Night Owl
what's
2.
his name? Patrick Wilson from The Conjuring.
I was going to say Night Owl 2, but yeah, that works too.
Night Owl 2, yeah. You know. That one came in at 86 beats per minute. And number 1 is the one that just came out this past year, Host, with 88 beats per minute.
Wait, what?
What?
Host?
Host. Have you not seen Host? Have you not heard about Host?
Which one? Which movie is Host?
Host was if I recall right, a Shudder original movie about It takes place during the pandemic. In fact, they filmed it over the course of.
I know what this is. Hold on.
It's basically a bunch of friends, much like we are doing right now, are Zooming each other in a meeting, and they decide to bring in somebody to do a seance.
I remember this now. I didn't watch it.
So they do a seance. Somebody's internet goes out. Basically, they can't complete the seance. They invite an evil spirit over, and it slowly picks off each person over the course of the movie. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd call it the scariest, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did you actually watch it?
No, I remember the trailer now because I was like, I don't want to watch this because that premise sounds real stupid.
I enjoyed it. I did. It was really well done. And it just takes place all from kind of like Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity only took place from the perspective of the camera until some of the later movies. I guess they moved the cameras around more. But this all only takes place from the perspective of the webcams that the people were using. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just another interesting way of doing horror. I don't think it was the scariest movie, but according to this, people thought it was the scariest movie. They also ranked some of the biggest jump scares by heart rate. So they not only tracked the average heart rate, but the highest spike uh, during those movies. And the one with the largest spike was actually Insidious, is at 133 beats per minute. Sinister comes in second at 130. The Conjuring also is 130. Host 129, and A Quiet Place 2 at 123 beats per minute. It's actually a pretty cool list to go through because they did it last year too. And Insidious, Sinister took place last year.
So the only way to do this accurately is if you find enough people who've never seen it, right?
See, and I was going to get to that. Yeah, I would have to say yes. Unfortunately, they don't tell you in here if these people have seen the movie or not, because I could imagine that that's going to affect people's scare.
Yeah.
I've seen all of the movies in the top 10 with the exception of Terrified. Number 6 is Terrified. I'm not sure what that movie is, but just to round out the top 10, you have Terrified at number 6. It follows at 7. I guess I haven't seen A Quiet Place 2, but I've seen A Quiet Place 1, so I kind of know the idea of it. I would just get probably hit with the jump scares. Paranormal Activity at number 9, and number 10 is The Conjuring 2. But you're right. Like, if you've seen these movies, it's going to affect how terrified, really, you are of it. And I would imagine that it would drive down your heart rate.
Does it say what year Terrified came out?
It does not. It just says it's number 6.
Wow. At first I thought you were talking about Terrifier. I'm like, it's not even that fucking scary. Because there's a Terrified that came out in 2017, but it's not even... Well, I mean, it looks fucking monstrous, but...
Well, it could be. It does say somewhere in here that some of them are foreign films.
Yeah, like Argentina. It's in the Spanish language. It's also called Alterados, apparently.
Okay, so 2021 also saw 2 foreign language films break into the top 25 with Terrified and the Spanish quarantine horror REC, or Record. So Terrified could be that Spanish movie Alterados,
Yeah.
the 2017 movie, Argentina horror movie.
Jesus fucking Christ, look at this thing. This looks like it was made like in the 70s, but like the makeup is real good on that creepy little kid. I'm looking at the pictures. I don't want to fucking pay for the audio for this. Grandpa don't look so great either with his eyes bleeding. Or his eyes missing? I don't know. This little kid's fucking creepy as balls, though.
Bills do look pretty weird. Pretty creepy.
Oh, he spilled his milk. What a little bastard. Interesting. Okay. Alright. It's probably fucked up because a lot of other countries are like, we don't care about people's well-being. What's his name? Like, Darren Argento? Is that the dude that did a bunch of fucking crazy-ass horror movies? I can't type, so that's fun. That's not his name. I can't remember that dude's name. He's Italian or something?
I have no idea. But moving on from that list of horror movies, we got the trailer for the reboot, if I'm correct, right? Of Paranormal Activity.
Somewhere said it was a sequel.
I don't know. Next of Kin. There it is.
I don't remember. It might be like a reboot sequel-ish thing. like a let's bring this back to, people's zeitgeist. Not Paranorman.
Paranorman.
I just watched that the other day.
Movie. Paranormal Activity, the next of kin. I'm not really sure how I feel about watching that trailer. Mostly because it, A, looks way too good for a Paranormal Activity movie. I mean, the things that were kind of cool about the Paranormal Activity movies is that they weren't really shot on like sure they were shot on high definition cameras, but it made it look like at least that the whole movie was shot on like somebody's shitty webcam that they were literally trying to just capture Paranormal Activity on. And this stuff definitely is like seriously somebody's filming it on like some DSLR type something. So it looks a lot better, honestly, more crisp. But it also kind of takes away from the horror, at least to me. It makes it feel more like a movie and less like I'm watching somebody's personal recordings of a haunting in their house. Yeah. And then just the way they also kind of moved around. Again, Paranormal Activity is more or less like your stationary camera, and it's just slowly like rotating left to right, or it's just watching one angle, where here it looks like you're literally strapped to a GoPro half the time and moving around whatever Amish place that this is. So I'm not really sure what I think of it. I'm probably going to see it, whether in the theater or not, I don't know. When does it come out? It's not even...
October 29th, and it's going to also be in theaters and on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, this is the one that comes out October 29th. There were so many things that's like, okay, it comes out October 22nd. This comes out October 29th. And then there were a couple of things that come out just like in November, that or at least one thing that the Resident Evil one, right?
Yeah.
Comes out in November. And it's like, why are you doing November for a horror movie, guys?
Yeah, that's dumb. So according to Wikipedia, which isn't obviously the end-all be-all source of these things, it says the premise, which does not help me understand what the movie is actually about, but it says this film is described as a reboot of the film series and not a sequel to the Ghost Dimension.
Yeah.
But it's the 7th installment in the Paranormal Activity franchise.
Right.
Okay.
Somehow it's a reboot, but it's also the 7th movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it seems to be, well, I mean, one thing is it kind of came out of nowhere. I knew they were making it, but like Blumhouse Productions is actually one of the production companies making it, because apparently that's all they do now is just buy up all major horror franchises, which is, I'm not saying it's not a good idea. It's just, damn, dude, we're like, come on. Nowhere in here does it say anything about what the movie is, other than I know. I think a tagline said like something. Even ghosts haunt, or there's even hauntings in the land of the Amish or some nonsense like that. And obviously you see Amish people in this, which is weird because, video cameras and all. But none of the actors have character names on Wikipedia. Is IMDb any different? Dario Argento is the guy I was talking about, by the way. He made a bunch of... I believe he's Italian. Yeah. Rome. Lazio, Italy. Yeah, he made a bunch of fucked up horror movies. I've seen a few of them. They're kind of fucked up. But I also don't speak Italian, so that makes it a little more difficult.
Oh, so it's all subtitle stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity. Come on, you're on the list here. Really? IMDb is not pulling that up? There we go. That's a type of paranormal, apparently. Do they have a premise? No. Plot kept under wraps. Next chapter in Paranormal Activity film franchise, which apparently is not even true because it's a
reboot.
Yeah, I don't know. Originally conceived as a theatrical release, but due to COVID-19 pandemic, Paramount decided to change its release strategy and made it Paramount Plus exclusive. Oh, it's only on Paramount Plus. It's not getting a theatrical release. That means one of two things. It's either terrible, or they're just worried that nobody wants to go see a scary movie in the pandemic, or it might have to do with the pandemic, which would be weird because I think it was in production longer than that.
That would be really weird.
Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, there's no premise or no synopsis of anything that I'm looking at right now.
So it's just a wait and see.
Apparently, or wait and watch, I guess.
Yep. Which I probably will do. I have Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
No. IGN's not getting any information. Nobody has any. Some people are calling it Paranormal Activity 7 on the old internet here. So who fucking knows, really?
But I guess when you don't even really know the plot, actually, can you even trust the fact if it is a reboot of it?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's weird. Nowhere in does it have Oren Peli listed as anything that has to do with it. He's the creator of Paranormal Activity. Is he produced?
I thought I saw that he was listed as like a producer or something on it.
Listed here is produced by, but it's like, like I think it's because he's like attached to the property. But
I didn't see him as like anything actively working on it. Just that it was his. It's based off his Paranormal Activity stuff.
Yeah, directed by William Eubank, who has done. Well, he's directed a few things. He did The Signal. Okay. What's up, dog? That movie was fucked up.
That was.
Movie came out. Had Lawrence Fishburne. I can't remember the guy's name. Hold on, click on the button here. Brenton Flowers. So basically, it's about. Not to spoil it for you, I guess. It really doesn't really matter. It's from 2014. What's the statute of spoileration on things?
2 years.
Fair enough. Okay. So basically, these three MIT students are on a road trip. It's got hold on, description. Oh, that is long. Oh, that's the actual plot. Okay, I'm not gonna read that whole thing. So basically, they're on this this trip in California, I think it is, and one of them has forearm crutches because he has muscular dystrophy, and doing all these different things. And basically, this hacker named something or other, blah blah blah, hacks some kind of like cell signal or something, and it puts this like signal through the like phones and things that will like kill you. That's a really terrible way of describing it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything I've actually watched then, but then at the same time, it also makes me think of the Stephen King
The
book.
Cell or Cell?
Cell.
Not no.
Cell.
Wait,
Cell, something like that.
I think it's just called Cell because hold on, The Cell might be The Cell. Cell, I think is the
that
one.
book. I started it, but I never finished it, and it was something about people dying because of cell phone something or other. All right, well,
it's like a I can't remember what it was. It was like a super high-pitched noise or something. I don't remember what it was. It's been a long time since I mean, it's literally been since 2014. But I think I remember liking that movie. Maybe I don't like that movie. I don't remember if I like that movie or not.
Fair enough.
And it's one of those things where like Lawrence Fishburne's in it for like 7 minutes.
Do they Steven Skull him?
No, he's in longer than that. It just doesn't seem like he's in it very much.
Oh, okay.
Because it mainly focuses on those three friends.
Okay.
I can't remember what the hell it was that did. It's something about a signal. Maybe I'm confusing it with the cell. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, the crippled guy gets like robotic legs that lets him run real fast at one point. I don't remember what it is. It's like there's something about a signal. I know that obviously the name of the movie is The Signal. That has to do with like it's like alien based or like I don't remember what it was. I'm breezing through this. Oh yeah, it does have to do with aliens. That's what it was. It was aliens. I don't remember what the aliens did, but whatever it was had to do with aliens because they talk about Area 51 and some kind of technology that they have. He also directed Underwater, that movie that came out last year with everyone's favorite least good actor, Kristen Stewart. Where like the sea, like there's crazy sea monsters underwater or something. It reminded me of that comic book Wake by Scott Snyder and who did the drawings on that? Was that Sean Phillips? I think it was Sean Phillips. I never watched it because a couple things. Kristen Stewart is terrible and I never want to give her money. But I remember seeing something about it had like, oh, here it goes. A creature emerges from the corpse's back and attacks, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, something like, I don't know. And they're like underwater-ish or something. What? That says Cthulhu. What the fuck? He's public domain now, by the way. Did you know that?
H.P. Lovecraft?
No, Cthulhu. Well, I think all of H.P. Lovecraft's work is, but the character Cthulhu has fallen into public domain, so anybody can actually use it.
Makes sense. I mean, I've seen it in a lot of different things.
Yeah, I was reading this book series. I think I told you about. Terminal was the book that I thought was the first one, but it was actually the fourth one. There's also that Dead Moon book I told you about where like the corpses were coming to life on the moon way in the future, whatever. So those books, they say Cthulhu, but then they describe Cthulhu, giant monster, tentacles, wings, eats things in existence, and blah, blah, blah. But they talk about Cthulhu, and they mention H.P. Lovecraft, who's in their story, in that story, obviously he's a real person, but in that one he's a real person who is using the tales his father was telling him about these creatures that they discovered in this other dimension, and he turned them into his own stories later in life. So it's like those are the monsters that are based in his dad's stories. But I was like, how can you use Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft? H.P. Lovecraft you can mention because he's pop culture. Then I looked it up, and apparently Cthulhu is public domain. So if you want to write a book or some kind of story and make money off of it and use Cthulhu, you can. Which is where all good things eventually go, unless they're owned by Disney.
Yeah, right.
They will always find a way to make them their own. Wait, is Cthulhu in this? What the fuck? Holy shit, he is. What? Or it is. They are? I don't know what it is, because they're like a hive mind or something. What? No. It says Cthulhu's in this movie. Holy batshit, that's crazy. What the
That was a
fuck?
roller coaster of an explanation that you have there.
Yeah, well, I was scrolling down to see if there's... Because I haven't seen this movie. I just know it was made by the same guy who made The Signal, which made me want to see it. And then I watched the trailer, and then I was like, ooh, Kristen Stewart. Yeah, it says here, she fires a second flare into the distance and sees the creature. The creatures are spawn of an ancient titanic creature, Cthulhu. The three reach the escape pod bay, blah, blah, blah. Cthulhu emerges and attacks the Roebuck while smaller creatures pursue the two escape pods. That literally says Cthulhu is in this movie.
Cool.
That's fucking weird. I mean, they can call it Cthulhu. That's fucking... I mean, they can. It's public domain, but that's ballsy. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen the movie... This one before? Science fiction drama film called Love from 2011. Oh, that's the Angels and Airwaves one. Never mind, I've seen that one. It's weird. Normally I thought it was called Angels and Airwaves Love, but maybe not. And then, yeah, he's directing Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. Who's this writer guy? Christopher Landon. Oh, he's the one that's wrote the last few of them. Oh, he wrote Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. That's awesome. That movie's fucking
Nice.
weird. After writing Paranormal Activity 2, 3, and 4, he directed the franchise's spin-off, The Marked Ones, followed up with Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. And apparently he was signed on to do the new reboot of the franchise for Paranormal Activity. So there you go. That's who wrote it. Oh, this motherfucker's done a lot of things. Oh, he's written a lot of shit. Disturbia. He wrote the sequel. He directed Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You, and he wrote the sequel. Oh, and Freaky, which makes sense because they're like the same fucking movie. Interesting. Sorry. That was a weird tangent that I went on. But you are right. Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. It seems like it should be good, but I know what you're saying is it looks too polished.
Yeah.
Like Blair Witch style. We know shit's gonna go on, so we're gonna wear like body cameras type thing versus like some dude trying to like the magic of the first two movies. First one, it was pretty much not pretty much all of it was through the dude's camera, and like he would set up on a tripod, shit would happen. Obviously, the second one, it was a combination of multiple cameras, but also security cameras.
Yeah.
Mainly security cameras throughout the house, I can't call them security cameras, but cameras around the house. So you had like a lot of weird angles, and like off-center shots. Like it wasn't like the characters weren't front and center on them. Also had one of the most like fucked up endings. Was definitely in that second one. Where the lady from the first one comes and kills everybody and takes the baby.
That's right. Yeah.
Apparently Paige wants a pet fox.
I see that.
Jesus.
How high are you? I want a pet fox high.
Is that a scale? Is that on the scale?
It's now on the scale.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's mentioned wanting a pet fox before, but now she seems like she's gonna go get one while I'm gone.
At least she hasn't time traveled yet.
Well, I don't think she can be that fucking high. Well, maybe I don't know.
California to do that too. I don't know how that works.
I can get that shit here, unless it's a mixture of California and that, and then maybe it's like one of those. Mike found a ley line and just happened to be the right spot at the right time, or the right spot at the wrong time. That's what I mean.
Like if you get that high in Arizona, isn't it like you're hitting like some sort of ancient Indian, burial ground thing? You're out in Prescott. You're out in Prescott doing the what are they? Oh fuck! What are those things called? The This is a Prescott Payson area. They have the vortexes and stuff like that.
Well, excuse me?
You've never heard of the vortexes I can't remember. It's either Prescott or Payson or something like that.
What is a vortex? I mean, I know what a vortex is. That was stupid. I know what a vortex is. But what are you talking about?
So it is an area of high energy.
Ooh, that's some hippie shit right there for sure. Okay, I'm listening. I'm down.
Sedona, Arizona. What is a vortex in Sedona? Visit Sedona.com. Let's see what the official Sedona definition is. Okay, what is a vortex? Sedona vortexes. The proper grammatical form vortices is rarely used. Are thought to be swirling centers of energy that are conducive to healing, meditation, and self-exploration. These are places where the earth seems especially alive with energy. Many people feel inspired, recharged, or uplifted after visiting a vortex. I've heard other like more paranormal stuff to go along with it, none of which I can really remember off the top of my head right now. But I know that there is supposedly a vortex in Seattle, Washington, somewhere in Washington, Oregon, or something like that. That is basically a cabin that has slightly fallen off of a cliff, and it's one of those like optical illusion places where you'll have like a tall person and a short person, but if you swapped them, then it looks like the tall person became shorter and the short person became taller.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things because of like the perspective of the angle of the house is, or things roll up hills.
Water goes up, right?
What?
Water will go up like a trough or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. Doesn't Knott's Berry Farm have something like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's one of those weird things that someone has it somewhere.
But it's essentially that that place there is forced perspective, and because like the actual house sits at a tilt, but because everybody's tilted with the house, the way everything looks is correct, and physics are all weird just because everything is actually tilted. But anyway, these vortices here in Arizona, they're supposed to help with energies and stuff like that. Anyway.
So if you get super high and go to a vortices, you may time travel or dimensional hop. Is that a fucking thing? Is that a word? I mean, it's probably a word because I use them, but interesting. Maybe you can discover the multiverse that way.
Discover the multiverse. I don't know. Bring cats and dogs back from the dead. Bring people back from the dead. I don't know.
Pet Cemetery? You talking about Pet Cemetery?
I'm talking about Pet
Cemetery. Fuck that
Cemetery.
Nonsense. I ain't get my Achilles killed by a little fucker from Full House.
They didn't say that. They just said that you'd be more healed and uplifted.
I'm worried about other people coming back and murdering me.
That's what I mean. The dead people come back. It doesn't say they really makes them alive. It just, they recharged.
Their bodies heal, but their soul's still gone.
Their bodies heal, exactly, but the consciousness is gone. So just zombies.
Oh, fuck. That's actually worse, right? I could punt a little fucking kid with a knife if I see him coming, but, like, zombies seem terrible.
Anyway.
Anywho. Yeah. So...
Moving down the creepy train.
Moving down the creepy
old
train.
Mikey Flanagan.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Many a times before, especially recently.
Like
seems to
week.
just be the king of Halloween, or at least the king of creepy stuff for Netflix. For those who don't know, he's done most recently Black Mass or Midnight Mass. Jesus Christ. Midnight Mass for Netflix. He did I'm spacing out on the other two. Haunting of Hill House and
Haunting of Bly Manor.
Haunting of Bly Manor. Now he has in the works an adaptation of an Edgar Allan Poe work, The Fall of the House of Usher. Not really a whole lot about it as far as what he's going to really do with it. It's just going to be, I guess, an 8-episode limited series. I'm assuming that it's going to come out next year because it seems like that's what he's doing. Is just he's going to be the Netflix's. We're going to make horror series that comes out during Halloween, which I don't know about you, kind of makes sense.
Also true. But it's not just him. It's one other guy doing 4 episodes too. I had the article and I don't know what I did with it. Where is the news app? Where is my history? Because I know I sent it to you, so...
Trevor Macy? Trevor Macy?
Yeah. That guy. He's directing some of the episodes. I think, writing some of them too?
So, Flanagan... it says Flanagan and Michael Fimognari will each direct 4 episodes.
That's what it was.
The series suggests the poem "The Fall of the House of Usher" will anchor the story, which makes sense because it is fully of the trappings of a good Flanagan series, according to thenerdist.com. Very spooky house tenants and tenants from whom the house's supernatural energy has a devastating effect and a whole lot of baggage. But as the series is covering multiple Poe works, I forgot about this, with a feeling that it will look somewhat similar to Flanagan's adaptation on spooky Henry James tales. It used Turn of the Screw as the central narrative, weaving many of his stories around it. So it looks like, let's see, may use the Cask of Montedillo, the Telltale Heart, and the Mask of the Red Death, which are some of other Poe's other works. Anyway,
yeah. So I saw that.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that dude. The dude does awesome stuff all the time, and not just for the Netflix. Have you seen Hush? By the way,
no.
It's on the Netflix. It actually stars his wife and frequent collaborator, Kate Siegel. You should check it out. It's a slasher film.
I'll add it to the list of so many things that I have going, so many things that I need to watch right now.
Bro, I'm right there with you.
I'm even fallen behind in Midnight Mass. I haven't actually watched a single episode since the last time I watched episode 3, I think is where I left off. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. He was supposed to actually do the adaptation of Revival, Stephen King book as well, but that fell through. Which is why, if you watch Midnight Mass, there's a character actually reading Revival. And it has similar things in it with the like supernatural stuff and the preacher and fucking lack of or failure of faith and all that fun stuff. And obviously he did Gerald's Game, which is a Stephen King property, Dr. Sleep. What else has he done? Why? God, this fucking internet sucks assholes here. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
Really? Because it hasn't really been that bad for video.
The computer's doing all right. I put the iPad up so I could use that as news because last time we were recording, different hotel, same fucking state. If I opened another usable tab of anything on this, your video was like freezing up and the audio was like catching. So I was like, not gonna have that happen. I've already had terrible use of the internet today. Like my phone for some reason does not want to stay on ye old internet. You'd be working on it and all of a sudden it goes, you're on 5G now. I'm like, well, that's nice, but I would like to use the Wi-Fi if possible. Not that it matters. I mean, 5G sometimes faster than hotel Wi-Fi anyways.
Yeah, right.
I was going to say something else about him. Oh, and he has something called the Midnight Club that he wrote and directed too for Netflix. Where is it? A group of 7 close, terminally ill young... Well, that's not good. Uh-oh. You still there? Joseph, I think I lost you. Yep. I lost Joe. Well, that's not good, right? Lost power. Joe's gone. The internet has failed. Well, I guess we'll just wrap it up here. And hopefully, we know what's going on. But, whatever. So that's it for this episode of Comes Naturally. I have been Cody, and that was Joe. I don't know if I can even get him back because I don't know if Wi-Fi is back up at this hotel or not. So we'll see. My computer says it's online, but I don't know if it actually is or not. Trying to call him back on the internet connection that says it's there. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, that's it. The network's not working. Maybe because power went out for a second there. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. Like I said, we were Joe and Cody. And hopefully this episode will go up sometime soon because of internet issues and technology issues and all sorts of fun stuff. But anyways, that's it. I and Joe will talk to you later. Maybe we'll have someone else on. I don't know. But that's it for this week's episode. And as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.